Hi y'all, I'm Miss Stacy. Welcome to Stacy's Homestead, and today I'm making split pea ham soup. So we got ourselves some celery. I cut up a whole bushel of celery, and then I cut up about 12 large carrots, and let's see, you're gonna need, I gotta dice these up. Dice these up super fast. About 3, this is for 2.5 pounds of split peas, guys, okay? 3 onions. I make big batches. And then I can what's left. So, about 3 diced onions. And then I have my ham bone, of course. It has split peas sticking to it. Here's my split peas. They're washed and rinsed. Sometimes your split peas can have like moths or something in it. I don't know. Just make sure you wash them. I buy them in bulk, so I always wash my split peas real good. So we got our ham bone here because I made a ham the other day, and I also have some in the freezer. But we got our ham juice that I saved, and we're gonna add to it. A few jars of chicken broth. I have my canned chicken poultry broth. And let's see, some pepper, some butter, some olive oil, a bay leaf, and some garlic. I minced this up in my food processor ninja thingy. And of course, some leftover ham from when I cooked the ham. All right, let's get to it. I'll bring it in and show you what we're going to start off with. Okay? So, let's do that. All right, y'all. So, we have ourselves a cube of butter here. And I'm going to put olive oil in that to help prevent scorching of the butter. And, of course, it has good flavor. And we're going to heat this oil up so we can saute our onions, okay? So once this gets nice and hot, we'll add our onions. Alright guys, we're going to do a quick saute of 3 large onions or medium-sized onions. We're just going to saute these really quick, like, just to release the aroma and the flavors better. So, stir this in here. Got it over medium now. We're going to just saute these just enough till we're not caramelizing, guys, okay? So we're just going to do it until they're a little bit translucent, okay? Alright guys, so these are sauteed for a little bit, and now we're going to add, always add your garlic last because garlic can scorch. This is like a good 2 handfuls of garlic cloves from my already peeled garlic bag I have from this. So I just did 2 big giant handfuls. I love garlic. I almost did more, but it gets spicy sometimes, but only when it's raw. So we're cooking it, so it shouldn't be spicy. Alright, got that in. Now we're going to turn on low and quickly just saute that garlic in, those onions. You can do you can chop up your garlic. It doesn't have to be pureed. You could do the garlic and oil that you can get already chopped. You can do that. So just however much you prefer, but this is really good. Okay, not very long. It's not going to be in there very long. Okay, guys? Just a few minutes. So you can smell the garlic. We're just cooking the rawness out of the garlic, so it's not spicy. See, you got one that didn't get chopped I'll chop it up real fast. No, it doesn't matter because if you chop these fine or not, really, because you're gonna puree them with the immersion blender in the split peas anyways. So, I forgot about to tell you guys, you're gonna need an immersion blender. If you don't have one, then you can take it out, use a potato masher. Don't take it out, but like use a potato masher, or you can take it out and use you know, regular mixer. So however you want to make it smooth. Alright, so that's good. Now we're just gonna set this aside quickly because I want to bring our pot over here and add our broths real fast. So we're gonna put I have a frozen thing of hand broth. If you don't have hand broth, that's fine. You can just use, you know, chicken broth. Chicken broth is, you know, staple. Most people just use chicken broth. If you want more of a ham flavor, buy you know, a ham bone. I like the fat and everything. Buy like more of a, you know, the salted ham bones that have more ham flavor. But got that in there. Okay, and now we're gonna add our canned chicken broth here. We're gonna add, I don't know, as much as we need, guys, because I want to put in enough liquid to cover broth to cover these split peas. So we're gonna put the split peas in, and I want to put enough broth just to cover it, and then add water. So now let's open this. Let's see. Can this in 21.
You said you were canning that since you were 21?
No, I didn't can it since I was 21. I canned this in 2021. Good seal. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and open one more and then I'll do the rest off camera. Good seal. This was with the Tatler in 21 also. 11/21. So I'll do probably about 3 more jars, okay? Alright guys, so we got enough liquid to cover the top of our split peas in here. So we did 4 pints of chicken broth. And if I were to guess for the frozen ham broth I have, I'd say probably 2 quarts of ham broth. And then we have our ham bone in here already. So I put my ham bone in here where you can see it. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll just add water now as needed. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of water in for now. And then as you're cooking it and you need, you know, just add water as you feel it's needed in the process, okay? If it's too thick, add water. You don't want it too thick too soon. You're going to have evaporation. So, alright, I have these yellow split peas, just in the cupboard. I had a bag that broke open, and I'm just going to dump them in here. You won't be able to tell the color because I have more green than yellow. So, in the end, I probably have about 3 pounds of split peas. So, these are yellow split peas, and these are already cleaned and nice. So I'm not going to worry about them. My green split peas are in a bag, like huge bulk, and they're dirty, so I have to wash those. But these are good. They look really nice. I'm just going to add those in there just because I have them, and the bag broke open, and I want to use them. Alright. But yeah, they're not going to make any difference in color. Alright, so there we go. And now we're going to add our sauteed onions and garlic to this. Okay, and before I turn this pot on, I guess I could turn this pot on another thing. So, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start warming this up in another area real fast. On another burner here. And I want to saute my celery. I really want to saute my celery, and I don't add the celery in until the split peas are done cooking. I just want to saute them a little bit because it really helps release that celery flavor. So I saute them in olive oil. So we're going to add our carrots and celery at the end of when our split peas are thoroughly cooked, okay? So that way there's a little texture to the carrots at least. Celery, I don't care. The celery takes a while to get soft anyway. So sauteing them, we're not gonna soften them, we're just sauteing them enough and some olive oil to release that celery flavor here. Once you start smelling it, then you know you're good. Probably just about, I don't know, 5 minutes, and then just when we're done, we'll just set this aside, okay? So you can add just a pinch of salt to help release the juices. Just a little bit of salt. It's not for flavoring, it's just to help release the juices in the celery. Okay guys, so we got our celery finished. We're gonna set this aside with the carrots and add later, okay? I wanna get the split peas softened first. We're gonna add in here a little bit of allspice. I grated fresh allspice. I don't know. That's probably about what? A tablespoon? A tablespoon of allspice, okay? And it's good flavor. And then we're gonna add our bay leaf. So I have some bay leaves. I'll add about 3. I like the bay flavor and stuff. So 3 is my go-to number. 3 large ones. 1, 2. Try to do large ones so I can fish them out because they're green. Where's a good large one? Here's a good large one. 3. Okay. Alright, put it on the heat and let's get that going. Probably take about an hour or so. Keep your water nearby. So you can add it as you need it. But yeah, about an hour to soften it up. Stir it ever so often. Now you want to make sure you have a heavy bottom pan you're cooking this in because you're going to burn these split peas if you don't. And once it gets softened, then we will add the rest of this stuff. But in the meantime, I'm going to go chop this ham up so that's ready to rock and roll. Alright guys, so my favorite part of ham bean soup is the fat. So when I save the ham from a ham I cooked, I save all the fatty parts to add to my ham bean soup. It's just the best. So we're going to see all that with the fat. That is the best for your ham bean soup, and it's really good for you too. Like natural animal fat is really good for you. It's processed by your body a lot different than processed fats, you know, and your brain needs animal fats for brain function. So we're just gonna chop these fatty parts up, my favorite. And it tastes so good in the soup. The little blobs of fat. This is what you want to save. This is the best parts for hand bean soup. Just the really fatty parts. The parts so much you don't want to eat, you know, all by itself, but in a soup it will do really good. So look at how beautiful. That's what I use. And I'm gonna not use this part. I'm gonna save because I want the fatty parts. Alright guys, my camera went out on me. Anyways, as I was saying, is I like making hash out of my ham here. So I'm gonna save some of these pieces for hash, but all these fatty pieces are really good, and they're going in my ham bean soup. Alright guys, so it's been cooking for about an hour and everything's softened up now. I'm going to take the ham bone out temporarily. I'll just put it on my celery so we can mince or smoothen this out with the immersion blender here. You don't have to do that, but I like to do it. And so let's get started. Alright, so that's all smooth now. I almost forgot to take out the bay leaves. I got those. Okay guys, I got all 3 bay leaves. So we can go ahead and keep let's go ahead and take this ham bone out, I think. We'll keep the bay leaves out. I think we got all the flavor we need. It cooked for about an hour with the ham bone in it. So we'll keep that out. Now we're gonna add our celery that we sauteed. Sauteed celery, it's so good. It already tastes so good right now. And our carrots. Sometimes I puree the carrots also in here. And sometimes I puree the carrots and celery. You know, it just depends. So this time I'm not gonna do that. We're just gonna turn the heat back on and soften these up a little bit for probably about 20 minutes. And then, well, maybe let's do about 15-20 minutes, yeah. Because we're gonna can up half of this. And then I'll cook the rest for me. Soften up the carrots some more just for me to eat. So, and then it'll be done. Oh yeah, we gotta add pepper. Almost forgot pepper. Pepper is the key. And we'll add salt after, about a cap of this pepper. I don't know how much. I like pepper. We'll add salt if needed after it cooks for a little bit. But you can also add a little bit of the chicken bouillon. Sometimes I do that. I might end up doing that just for a little bit more extra flavor instead of salt. Maybe. We'll see. But let's let this cook. See, it's thickened up a lot. And because I'm canning it and cooking it a little bit longer, we're going to thin it out a bit. Because when you can it, it is going to thicken up a lot more. So we don't want, you don't want density issues in your canning. So when you're canning anything that's supposed to be thick, you want to thin it out a bit. So it cans well. Plus, it'll thicken up a lot. So, but this is also going to thicken up as it cooks to soften the carrots. So I think it'll be perfect. Alright guys, I'm getting my canning stuff ready to rock and roll. You gotta make sure you stir this consistently because you don't want the beans to stick at the bottom. Split peas to stick at the bottom, and you know. So, I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of like a pinch of bouillon, I think. It tastes really, really good. But mine's on the sweeter side because I cooked my ham sweet. So let's add just like a little bit of bouillon. I think maybe, a couple of these. And then get a little bit of savory flavor added into my sweeter flavors with my ham. Yeah, so when I make my ham, I put brown sugar on my ham. So the juice that I added in here has a little, probably the brown sugar in it from the small amount of brown sugar I do coat on my ham. But it gives it a really good sweet taste. Perfect. Alright, now let's add our ham in. Add our ham in. Now I'm gonna hold back some and put some in each of my jars. I'm gonna do that real fast. Alright, so I put about 5 pieces in each jar, just so I know for sure I have ham in the jars. So, and then we're gonna put the rest in here. And these are all more of the fatty pieces I'm putting in here. So, let that cook for a little bit. Let's stir that. And then after adding the ham, I'm gonna have it cook about 10 minutes and then taste it to see if we need to add salt. Because now all of the salt parts are added. Ham can be salty. So I'm gonna cook that for about 10 minutes and then see what kind of salt I need to add. Alright guys, we are all done and it's beautiful. It tastes delicious. So we're going to put some in jars. Let's see how thick it is here. Let's see. See, it's thickened up quite a bit since I thinned it out. But it's perfect for jarring. Perfect for jarring. Just right. Okay, let's jar it up. Alrighty guys, I can't find my big ladle. I don't know what in the world happened to it. So we're gonna have to use a smaller one. I have, the funny thing is I have 2 of those. Who knows? Alright, so we're gonna fill, we have some ham. We have ham in the bottom of each one of these that I put in. And now let's go ahead and ladle all the jars. This little thing, it's irritating. Where's my big one? Where's the big one at? It's going to take so long. So I'm not going to film it. I'm going to just film one. It takes so long to fill all these jars up. Oh, goodness gracious. Alright, so I'm going to fill these jars up, guys. And then I got the lids in hot water. And once I fill these up, I'm going to wipe my rims with hot water, and sometimes I do vinegar, but I always do it again with hot water after I do vinegar. So, alright, I'm going to do this and look for my ladle. Alright guys, finally got these filled up here. Cleaning the rims. I'm just using hot water. Now, I use vinegar when I use oily things, but then I go over it with hot water just in case the vinegar has an effect on gaskets. But for the most part, I always use hot water. I'll use vinegar on sticky stuff too, maybe. But yeah, just go over it with hot water and you'll be fine. Yeah, so there's always that if factor. If nothing seals, you don't want to be like, is it the vinegar? Right? Because some people say that. Oh, Sean's home. Sean's home. The dogs are going to bark. Let me finish this up and we'll put the lids on. Alright guys, so we have tattlers and regular ball lids, and we always put the tattlers on the ones that are exactly 2 inches, okay? Because tattler's funny like that. If you have it too high, it won't seal. So this one looks good. I mean, even you go over just a little bit and it's just not gonna be happy. So make sure your tattlers are on the ones that are right at that 2-inch mark. And if you went over just a little bit, use regular lids or take some out. All right. I think this one's good. All right, so we got all those. Let's go ahead and put our regular ball lids on. Now, I think I'm gonna, because split pea soup, you can't cook for soup times. You have to cook split pea soup for meat times. 75 minutes for quarts, 90 minutes for pints. And it's strictly because split peas are technically a bean. And you got that ham in there. So yeah, do it for meat and bean times. Okay? So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to tighten these tattlers up. Very gently, fingertip tight. Center it. So, since I am going to, these are easy seals. So easy seals, you tighten just like regular lids, just a little bit and just a little bit more. Just till it wants to stop. Once it says, hey, I need to stop, don't turn anymore. Anyways, since I'm doing meat and bean times, I'm gonna add some beans. Just dry can some beans. I don't dry can red beans because red beans is funny and they want to be pre-soaked. So the only kidney beans are the only ones that do that, but I could do black beans no problem. So fingertip tight. We're gonna get these in the canner along with if you're gonna do dry beans in a jar, you're gonna do a half a cup for a quart and a third cup half a cup for a pint, sorry, and all right, let me redo that. So you're gonna do all right guys, so if you do dry beans, you're going to do a half a cup of beans for a pint and 1 cup of beans for a quart, okay? Alrighty guys, so we're gonna put our ham and split pea soup in the canner for 75 minutes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add some beans to that. So I have a full canner. Half a cup of dried beans in a few pint jars. Alright guys, so this is what it looks like when it's all done. It's super delicious with a nice toasted sourdough bread on the side. I like to just put butter. Some people put garlic and cheese. Really, really good. One of my favorites. I'm glad I'm canning it. Alright guys, so it's all done. We're going to take it out now. Been sitting here for about an hour. Tattler. Oh, look at that. Super pretty. No siphoning.
Is that really fast?
Yes, but.
Okay. Hey, Boots, wanna lay down with me?
And then here's the beans. Perfect. Let me take these out. Bits wants to watch a movie, so let's get these out of the canner. Alright, got the beans out. Last bean. So I did 9 jars of bean and 9 pints of split pea soup. Looks really, really good. I hear them sealing. We gotta tighten our tatler here. Only the tattlers. Let's see how our tattlers do. I only did tattlers on the split pea. I didn't do any on the bean. I didn't have time to heat the gaskets up. Because tattlers, you have to heat the gaskets. And I was in a hurry, so. Looks really good. Looks good.
Nice big soup. Tastes really nicely.
Alright guys, so that's how you make split pea soup with ham. Alrighty? It's really, really good. It's like turned out to be one of my, I get better and better every time I cook it. Because it depends on, you know, how you cook your ham. If you're going to cook your ham sweet, salty, whatever seasonings you do, that's what's going to dictate the outcome of your split pea soup. If you're using, you know, your leftovers. Alrighty, we'll just talk to you later, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.